You are sitting across from them at dinner. They are smiling. They are saying all the right words. They are performing the rituals of friendship or romance with tactical precision. But under the table, your hands are cold. There is a knot tightening in your solar plexus, hard and heavy like a stone. Your throat feels constricted, as if you are trying to swallow a razor blade. You feel a sudden, overwhelming wave of exhaustion, a frantic urge to retreat, to bolt for the door, to secure a perimeter of fresh air. You look around the table. Everyone else is laughing. Everyone else is buying the performance. You tell yourself you are crazy. You tell yourself you are being paranoid. You tell yourself to lower your weapons, to smile back, to play the game. But your body refuses to negotiate. This is not social anxiety. This is not paranoia. And this is not you being difficult. This is a biological radar system that is millions of years older than spoken language. You are experiencing a somatic rejection of inauthenticity. While your conscious mind is listening to their words, your nervous system is analyzing their microsignals. It is detecting the fractures in their mask. It is tasting the dissonance between the propaganda they speak and the reality of who they are. And because you possess what Jung called differentiated perception, because you are wired for high-definition insight, your body treats a lie the same way it treats a toxin. It tries to reject it. The exhaustion you feel is your system trying to process the cognitive dissonance of the room. The nausea is your gut refusing to digest their deception. Carl Jung, the great general of the unconscious, identified this phenomenon clearly. He observed that certain individuals possess an extraordinary capacity for perceiving unconscious contents in others. He warned that for these people, the unconscious of one person can react upon another without passing through the conscious mind. For years, you have treated this tactical advantage as a weakness. You have tried to numb it, medicate it, or ignore it to fit in with the blind. You have apologized for your sensitivity. That ends today. In the next 20 minutes, we are not going to learn how to suppress these symptoms so you can tolerate fake people. We are going to learn how to decode the signal. We are going to turn this physical burden into your most dangerous weapon, absolute discernment. You are not sick. You are a lie detector in a world that demands you stay blind. Let's begin. To understand why this hurts you physically, we must look at the machinery of survival. Evolution did not design you to be polite. It designed you to stay alive in hostile territory. For our ancestors, a member of the tribe who was masking their true intentions was not just an annoyance. They were an assassin in camouflage. Your nervous system has a dedicated circuit for this. It is a biological Geiger counter constantly scanning for radiation. It asks one question: is this entity congruent? Congruence is when a person's inside matches their outside, when their words match their frequency. When you encounter someone incongruent, someone who is operating from a false persona, your internal radar triggers a threat response. It detects a glitch in the matrix of human connection. Jung described this as a dangerous sensitivity where you do not just hear words, you absorb the entire unconscious atmosphere of your environment. You are not just listening, you are breathing in their psychic debris. This creates a collision in your nervous system. Your eyes see, friend, but your gut feels predator. This collision releases cortisol and adrenaline. It pulls blood away from your digestive system, causing that knot in your stomach. It tightens your vocal cords, causing that lump in your throat. You are physically mobilizing for combat while socially pretending to sip coffee. This is why it is exhausting. You are fighting a silent war of internal defense mechanisms while sitting perfectly still. The world calls this being oversensitive. The truth is, you are the only one whose surveillance equipment is working. Most people have dulled their sensors to survive in a fake society. They have learned to override their instincts with social conditioning. They don't feel the lie because they have forgotten what truth feels like. You haven't, and that is why you suffer. Jung noted that this specific type of intuitive perception allows you to see through social masks and detect lies instantly. But without training, this is not a gift. It is an invasion. Your body does not speak in words. It speaks in tactical alerts, and it is remarkably specific about the type of enemy it has detected. If you pay attention, you will notice that different types of deceivers trigger different somatic responses in you. The throat constriction, also known as the swallow reflex. This happens when you are in the presence of the masked envier. This is the friend who smiles when you succeed, but their eyes remain dead. Your throat tightens. You find it hard to speak your truth. You might start coughing or feel the need to clear your throat constantly. Why? Because your body is literally gagging on the lie you are being forced to swallow. You are suppressing your own voice because your primitive brain senses that speaking truth to this person is dangerous. They are waiting for you to expose your flank so they can strike. The solar plexus drop, also known as the predator alert. This is the punch in the gut, the sudden drop in internal temperature. This happens with the calculator, the person who views you as a transaction. They might be charming, they might be offering you a great business deal, but your stomach feels like you are in free fall. This is your enteric nervous system, recognizing that you are being hunted. It is sensing a void where their empathy should be. Jung observed that thinking intuitives could forecast relationship failures long before they happened. This is that forecast hitting your gut, the skin crawl, also known as the boundary violation. This is the desire to physically wash yourself after an interaction. You feel dirty, you feel itchy, you instinctively cross your arms or step back. This happens with the energy vampire. These are people who have no internal boundaries, so they try to colonize yours. Your skin is the border of your nation. When it crawls, it is signaling a perimeter breach. Their energy is invasive, sticky, and parasitical. Your body is trying to shake them off. Stop ignoring these signals. Stop telling yourself you are just tired. Your body is screaming the truth that your mind is too polite to admit. I want to know which one of these is your primary warning system. Which of these signals speaks to you most? The throat, the gut, the skin? Drop it in the comments below. I want to know which one has been screaming at you while you tried to remain polite. Here is the tragedy of the high perception individual. You feel the lie. You know, somatically, that this person is unsafe. But then, you look at the social contract. You look at the expectations of your family, your workplace, your culture, and you choose to override the signal. You force the smile. You stay for the second drink. You sign the contract. You gaslight yourself. You say, they seem nice. I should give them a chance. You say, I'm just projecting my past trauma. This self-betrayal has a biological cost. When you force your body to remain in proximity to a source of danger that it has identified, you enter a state of chronic freeze. You are trapping the stress response inside your own tissues. This is why, after spending time with inauthentic people, you crash. You get migraines. You get autoimmune flare-ups. You get sudden, inexplicable depression. Jung wrote that the curse of this consciousness is that it cannot be shared with those who do not possess it. Because you are alone in your perception, you doubt it, and that doubt is lethal. When you ignore the signal, you are making yourself sick to make others comfortable. You are burning your own nervous system as fuel to keep their illusions warm. This is what Jung called participation mystique, a state where your psychological boundaries dissolve and you are flooded by the unconscious atmosphere of the group. You are not just hanging out. You are being contaminated. There is a concept in robotics called the uncanny valley. It refers to the feeling of revulsion we get when a robot looks almost human, but not quite. It looks 99% real, but the eyes are dead, or the movement is slightly wrong. That 1% gap terrifies us. You experience this with people. There are people walking among us who are operating entirely from a persona. They have disconnected so completely from their own souls, from their own shadow, that they have become psychological animatronics. They say the right scripts, they wear the right costumes, but there is nobody home. To the average person, they seem perfect, maybe a bit polished, but perfect. To you, they are terrifying. You are seeing the uncanny valley of the human soul. Your body revolts because it senses the vacuum inside them. Nature abhors a vacuum, and psychologically, a person without a self is a black hole. If you get too close, you will be pulled in. You will be used to fill their void. The reason they hate you, and they do hate you, secretly, is because your somatic reaction exposes them. Even if you don't say a word, the fact that you don't relax, the fact that you don't lean in, the fact that your eyes stay guarded, it acts as a mirror. Jung said that the bearer of superior perception becomes the repository for all that the group cannot consciously acknowledge about itself. You become the enemy simply by seeing what they are hiding. If you've ever felt this revulsion around someone everyone else seems to love, and you want to understand why your nervous system sees what others can't, subscribe now. This channel is for the ones who feel too much in a world that feels too little. We must address the danger here. Not just the danger from them, but the danger in you. Possessing this somatic lie detector is dangerous if you do not understand your own shadow. Jung taught that we project our own darkness onto others. He wrote, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." So, the question you must ask, the question that keeps you honest, is this: is my nausea their lie, or is it my fear? Sometimes, you feel sick around someone not because they are fake, but because they challenge you, because they are free in a way you are not. This is the discernment test. Here is how you tell the difference. Projection feels like high-voltage judgment. It feels righteous. It feels hot. You are angry at them. You are obsessing over their flaws. You want to expose them. Somatic perception feels like a dull, heavy fact. It is cold. It is not angry. It is just repellent. You don't want to fix them. You don't want to expose them. You just want to get away. True intuition is neutral. It is data. It says, there is a fire here. It does not hate the fire. It just knows it will burn you if you touch it. If you feel a desperate need to prove they are lying, that is your ego. If you feel a quiet, physical need to step back, that is your truth. How do you live in a world of masks without isolating yourself completely? How do you use this somatic radar without burning out? Jung's solution was individuation, the process of becoming distinct from the collective. You need a protocol to separate your energy from theirs. The first protocol is the 3-second trust. The body signal hits before the social brain turns on. That first drop in the stomach, that first tightening of the jaw, that is the most accurate data point you will ever get. Society trains you to edit this data. It tells you to wait for proof. But by the time you have proof, you are already entangled. Do not edit the signal. Record it. Trust the visceral hit you get in the first 3 seconds. That is your biological intelligence speaking before your social conditioning can gag it. The second protocol is physical gray rocking. You do not need to confront the liar. Confrontation feeds them. It gives them emotional supply. Instead, when your body signals lie, you initiate a tactical withdrawal of energy. Jung called this establishing a psychological container. You hold your energy inside. You become uninteresting. You stop mirroring their fake emotions. If they smile too wide, you give a neutral nod. You keep your energy behind your own walls. You do not let it leak out to validate their performance. The third protocol is the somatic exit strategy. When the nausea hits, you must honor it. You do not need a big excuse. You do not need to file a report. I'm not feeling well. I need to head out. You must teach your body that you are listening. Jung noted that the first task is to establish what belongs to you and what belongs to others. Every time you stay when your body says go, you weaken your intuition. You tell your soldiers that their commander does not care about their safety. Every time you leave when your body says go, you sharpen your blade. The fourth protocol is finding the congruent few. Jung emphasized the importance of finding the few who understand. You cannot survive on a diet of lies. You need to find the people who calm your nervous system. These people might be messy, they might be awkward, but they are real. When you are with them, your shoulders drop. Your breath goes into your belly. Your throat opens. That relief is your body telling you, we are safe here. The world will tell you that you are too intense. They will tell you that you are hard to please. They will tell you that you need to learn to get along. Do not listen. Your intensity is your immunity. Your refusal to be pleased by mediocrity is your standard. And your inability to get along with lies is the only thing that will save you from living a fake life. Your body is not a broken machine sending you error messages. It is a finely tuned instrument of truth, vibrating in a discordant world. It is painful to be the one who feels the lie. It is lonely to be the one who cannot laugh at the fake joke. But consider the alternative: to become numb, to lose the ability to distinguish between a friend and a parasite, to swallow the poison and smile while it kills you. That is a price you cannot afford to pay. So the next time the nausea hits, the next time the throat tightens, the next time the skin crawls, do not apologize. Do not medicate. Do not second guess. Listen, your body is the final authority. It has been fighting for you your entire life. It is time you started fighting for it. If this speaks to the knot in your stomach, write in the comments, "My body is the final authority." Stop gaslighting your own biology. See the lie, feel the lie, and walk away. I'll see you in the next dimension.